Right, what up? It's Leo here, coming in from the Taj Mahal, as you can see clearly behind me, which is in the city of Agra, near New Delhi. It took me about 5 hours by train to get here. And even though someone told me it's going to only take about 2.5 hours, it actually took me 5 hours, and I arrived at around 1:30 a.m., around 2 a.m. actually. Had about 3 hours of sleep, and then headed towards the Taj Mahal because everyone said that it would be really, really busy, really packed. And strangely enough, it's not actually that packed right now. I guess it's because it's a Monday and it's a little bit overcast. But nonetheless, let's describe our experience so far in India, because I am actually flying out of here in just a few days. So far, we started off in the city of Bengaluru. We went to south towards the city of Mysuru. Then we stopped off in a province called, or rather in a little area called Wayanad in the state of Kerala. Okay, I'm trying to pronounce them as clearly as possible. And then from there, my friend and I, we took a bus to the city of Kochi. And then from Kochi, I took a flight. No, we didn't take a bus. We took a train, and then took a flight into New Delhi. And then now we're here in the Taj Mahal. Gonna head back to New Delhi later, and then that'll be it for India. So my thoughts of India so far. Last time I left you off, I described that Bangalore was very, very dirty. It was kind of overloading of garbage, and it was the first instance of like a major city in India. So there's lots of honking, very noisy, very polluted, but the food is delicious. There's a tomato soup that I absolutely love in India, because I mean, India is a developing nation, so they're gonna I believe they're gonna overcome some of these issues in the future, like poverty, pollution, cleanliness, and all this other stuff. But unfortunately, they don't have that opportunity at the moment. They're in the works. And then Mysore had a cool palace. That was pretty much the only interesting thing about Mysore. The only overly interesting thing about Mysore. And then from there, my friend and I, we went to Wayanad, which during monsoon season, so it was like in the jungle during intensive rain. We went for like a good 2-hour walk in really intensive rain until eventually a couple Indian guys picked us up. And then as they started to drive, I guess in India, road regulations and speed regulations are not a thing. So they drove really fast. It's a lot of fun. It's like a roller coaster, but it feels really dangerous because you're basically driving on cliffs really, really fast. Okay. And then from there, we took a train to the city of Kochi. Now, the train was a really cool experience because the doors are pretty much wide open. You can pretty much hop out as the train is moving, no problem. Or if someone pushes you out, you are falling out of the train. But the view from the train was amazing as well, because you're pretty much traveling through like the wetlands / the jungle and a little bit of the city. So it's actually quite beautiful, the train ride. I highly recommend taking the train, but if you can afford a little bit more cash, maybe, and you have the opportunity, take like a first class seat so you don't get stuck in a crowded train like I did coming here to Agra. And then finally we reached Kochi. Kochi was this city that was colonized by the Portuguese a long time ago, maybe about almost 400 years ago. Almost 500 years ago, actually. And it has a very Portuguese architecture to it, to the roofs and stuff. It's not very well kept. It's pretty much falling apart, but nonetheless, there's tons of Portuguese churches, and if you're fascinated with that kind of history, it's quite nice to see the city. Outside of the old area, there's really, I found it's just like any other typical small Indian city, even though Kochi is quite big. But stick to the old town, you'll do well there. It looks really, really nice, really beautiful. And then from there, I took a flight from Kochi to New Delhi, and arrived in New Delhi, walked around only for 1 day so far, but it's really hot. Like, it's really, really, really humid. You are sweating your balls off, okay? So you are literally just sweating in every orifice that you have, and it is hot, so wear some shorts. During monsoon season, it does rain a little bit. I was walking around with my camera, just basically just dangling from my chest. So there was no issues as far as safety was concerned. But of course, if you're a female, you know, have due diligence, go with your friends just to be safe. As a guy, I didn't feel too much unsafety there, so to speak. And then, of course, we went, also walked around a bunch of other monuments, and we went to the president's or the parliament's little area where they have all these fancy buildings. When I come back afterwards from Agra, from this Taj Mahal that I am here, I will go walk around New Delhi for a few more days, I think 2 or 3 more days, and then we will be out of here. New Delhi definitely, and Delhi actually, definitely have a lot of these really cool, really ancient monuments, temples. There's like an astronomical thing that they built to calculate the altitude and the whatever of the sun. So there's like this astronomy thing, lots of temples, lots of very interesting architecture. So it's definitely worth checking out. But of course, Delhi is quite busy. The honking is obnoxiously annoying. It's even more annoying than in Bangalore, because these people are in Delhi, they're actually like holding onto the horns for, you know, 3, 4, 5 seconds at a time sometimes. Nonetheless, India, quite the experience. I definitely wouldn't live here for too long, because I guess as a Westerner, I'm adjusted to certain comforts. And it's also quite crowded. Like India is overwhelmingly crowded. If you really want to see how crowded it is, just go into the train station, and I guess during any particular hour, and you just see these people, the local people. They cram into the train almost like Japan. Actually, probably the same as Japan, but they're stuck on the train for hours. I guess just standing in some cases. So nonetheless, Leo here. I will conclude this video. Check out India nonetheless. It's the cradle of life. Okay, lots of really cool temples. There's a lot of really old things to see, and the food here is delicious, but it's spicy as hell. It is really, really, really spicy. So I will see you in the next video. Salute. And I am so tired. There's my eyes, super sleepy.